Yeah, cheers, mate. I would have spent the entirety of I would have spent the entire stream on mute otherwise. Um, Brilliant. Okay, well that explains a lot. So 10.5 minutes into this one, Coventry. It's not been a one-sided affair despite West Brom being 1-0 up. I just think Coventry, like a moment of brilliance was the reason that they're 1-0 up. So a massive goal for West Brom in terms of getting that early goal. And Coventry haven't been good at getting themselves back into games. They've only won 3 times from losing positions all season. Well, yeah, from a whole perspective, this isn't a great result for you, surely. Actually, no, because Coventry are the ones that are chasing you. And I guess West Brom, they're already cementing themselves in that playoff place. So, like I'd say a draw would probably be the best result for you. Was it West Brom you played last week? Didn't you draw something against them, which wasn't a bad result, but you'd hope that Coventry could get a goal back, so it ended your run of 4 wins on the trot. But so West Brom just knocking the ball around nicely inside Coventry's half now, just trying to keep that pressure on and get another goal before half time for them. It's all about trying to just get all 3 points and have a really good start to the weekend, and hope the results go their way for the rest of it. So you would want so you'd want a West Brom draw here. Unfortunately, Coventry just don't look like they've got that cutting edge. Like I say, Ellis had a really good chance not too long ago, and he just stuck it wide. So Coventry are looking more and more likely to be in mid-table, especially if they keep up these performances. Obviously, they did alright at one point where they had like 4 wins on the bounce, like yourselves did, but they seem to have come to a grinding halt over the last couple of games. It's massive. It's massive for them to get all 3 points here. But like I said, Hawthorn's a tough place to go. So Coventry don't look good at all. Been a little bit disappointed. I don't know if last year was their year, like if they were going to get promoted, that last year was the year to do it. But you saw with Luton, I think it was 2 years ago, where they got in the playoffs. Obviously, they lost in the semi-finals, and they went again the year after. As it stands, obviously Millwall did Millwall put a really good display under new boss Neil Harris. Kind of expected that from them to bounce back because their squad is definitely better than their league position. A bit like Charlton in our league, where Nathan Jones has just come in for them, and you can see the difference already with them. I mean, when they've played against 3 of the toughest teams in the league, and they've got results against all 3, and they got a win against Derby the other day at Pride Park as well, which is absolutely massive for them. So, in retrospect, I was taking the draw against them. But Millwall are the same in my opinion. I think they're a better side than their league position would suggest, and they just needed a manager like Neil Harris to bring that out of them. But Coventry are coming forwards now. Ellis, just couldn't quite get his header on target. But as for Portsmouth, we just signed a new. Coventry had a chance there, and he's just tried to curl one into the top right corner from Palmer, but it just went wide. But from Portsmouth, we just signed a new midfielder, Lee Evans from Ipswich. He looks like a good player. Definitely needed a midfielder, as we've had so many injuries on there, like Joe Morrell and Tom Lowry. So getting him in would be massive. And obviously we need 3 points next time. I would have hoped for a draw, but I thought Southampton would win that game pretty comfortably, especially with where they were in the league and how Millwall were doing at the time. And like I say, Neil Harris did well at Cambridge, but I wasn't overly impressed by him. I wasn't like, wow. I mean, we beat him 3-1 a couple of weeks before, but he's clearly had an impact when he's gone back to Millwall. Obviously, he's got a history with the club, and he did well with them before, so I don't know if that had a lasting effect there. But he's definitely gone in and changed a couple of things around. And so I'm going to adjust this quickly. Definitely go in there and change these things around. Obviously I'd like to hope we could win the league, but there's a couple of things. We've got a lot of tough games coming up. Obviously, we've got the top 3 sides still to play. We've got Derby at home, but Bolton and Peterborough both away. So that's always going to be a tough couple of fixtures coming up. But other clubs seem to be dropping points, and I can't fault our owners. They're definitely putting around in their pocket and getting players that we need. And if we don't go up, it's definitely not their fault, and it's not the manager's fault either. It's just been an unlucky year for us. But it would definitely show the character of the group if we did get promoted with all the injuries and adversity we've had this season. And I say winning the league would just top it all off, but I wouldn't care if we got second or even went up via the playoffs. As long as we get promoted, that's all that matters. West Brom now looking to attack again here. So ex-Pompey boy Jeb Wallace is leading the line for them. Someone who, like I say, even though he's probably spent more time at West Brom and Millwall, still looked on fondly down south. Like I say, I'd hope we'd go up, but there's always that little bit of gut feeling with Pompey that we've seen it all before so many times with under managers like Kenny Jackett, that if we were to go up, it would be a brilliant year for us. But we've had so many times where we've been in that situation. I remember at one point we were in a title race with you around Christmas time. Obviously, I know we're a lot further on than that, but you just can see it happening. Not too long ago we were in that title race with you. Like I say, I think it's a massive credit to Hull that, considering where they were a couple of years ago, they've massively improved, and I say looking like they're going to be having a shot at getting back into the Premier League will be massive for the club, and obviously good for the fans as well. West Brom are just playing around with it on halfway now. Just knocking the ball around. Lovely bit of interplay there. Just inside Coventry's half. Got on big switch. Ball goes forward. It's unlucky. I mean that does make a massive difference for a club like Hull, getting those new owners in, because you've got the fans to be in the Premier League, you've got the stadiums to be in the Premier League. It was just getting the right players in, and obviously this year you've got your recruitment spot on by the looks of things. Obviously that Philogene goal went viral. I mean, obviously that does, but I say success helps that bring that up, because obviously you look at clubs like MK Dons is one I look at mainly. When they were flying at the top of League One not too long ago, they had a lot more fans coming through the gate, but when they got relegated, that fell, and that's just football for you. A lot of fans will not bother going when they're not doing as well. I mean, we had that not as much because we still had a lot of fans going every week, but even at the end, towards the end of seasons where we were just finishing mid-table, we didn't have as many fans travelling away. Definitely, I think we kept up our home attendance pretty well, but going away, it just when fans feel disconnected from the club, they don't feel like they're doing much on the pitch. They won't be as bothered about going. For League 2 they do now because they're doing better again, but when they were having that poor season last year in League 1, our average, I think it's about 18,500 this year. But if you look at, right now, if you look at our away attendances, every single game we're selling out within an hour or two of the tickets going on sale. I say it's because when you are winning, they become more attractive to go to. But like I say, 18,500 at home, which is a good attendance for League 1, and definitely could get us about half up the Championship. A lot of clubs wouldn't be averaging that in the Championship. But yeah, this game sort of died out a little bit. Last 10 minutes, not too much is going on between the two sides. So Coventry need to find another gear, hopefully for them before half time, because nothing worse than going in at half time losing. It just sort of gives you a little bit of belief if you get a goal just before half time. Like I say, it's a good attendance for us, but there are other clubs in the league like Derby. They're huge. I went up to Pride Park earlier on in the season, and their fans are ridiculously good considering they're in League 1. They have been for a couple of years now. The amount of fans they get into that, they pretty much fill up their stadium, which is like 35,000 every week. Oh, that's not good. Yellow card on the edge of the box for Townsend. Surprised it isn't a red, to be fair. It was close to being a red, as it wasn't like a bad challenge, but he has brought him down on purpose just as he was getting in towards the box and into a very dangerous position to try and get a shot away there. Slight hint of handball, But yeah, he's just brought him down. Minimal contact, which is probably why he's only been given the yellow, because it was just a cynical challenge. But Coventry will get the chance to deliver a ball in here. In terms of numbers, Derby have definitely got the best in League One, but in terms of noise, they aren't that great. Like I say, they were 1-0 up, and they weren't the whole. I think it's too. I'm not a fan of these bowl stadiums, but I just don't feel that they can make as good atmospheres as the old school ones, and that's what I found when I went to Derby. Obviously, they went 1-0 up for a large portion of the game, and I think we made more noise than they did. Obviously, that was helped when we scored in the 95th minute or something. Yeah, I say it must have been quite a disappointing one for you to lose that winning streak, but not to lose must be quite a bonus. Obviously, like I say, Coventry just about to deliver a ball in here. Yeah, I know. I know. Yes, I'm just not a fan of them though. I went to Spurs the other. I wouldn't want Fratton to turn into a bowl. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of bowl stay. I don't know what your opinions on them are. It'd be interesting to know what you think they do for what's it called, noise. But so I'm much prefer. Hello. Oh, little set corner kick routine off straight off the training ground. Knocked it about a couple of times. Found its way to the edge of the box. The shot came off it. Narrowly missed the left-hand side of the goal. But like I said, I'd be interested to know your take on a bowl stadium, because I don't know if I've been to the wrong clubs. Like I said, I've never been to Hull, so I couldn't comment on it. But the ones that I've been to have never really had a fantastic atmosphere. Yeah, that was ridiculously close. Honestly, it's just whistled past the left post. But I was trying to think which ones I've been to this season. Obviously, I went to Derby. Which other ones have I been to? Obviously, MK Dons, but that hardly counts as a stadium because there's no one in them. That's another issue for MK Dons, is that their attendances look a lot smaller than they actually are, because they've got a huge stadium and not many people fill them. But I'm trying to think what other ones I've been to this season. Because a lot of the teams we play have got old grounds. Or, to be fair, Crowd Meadow had a terrible atmosphere, but it's a newer ground that's built in an older format, which I think is quite good. Obviously, I went to Wembley, which was a good atmosphere. I went to Sutton United, which was an older football ground, and that didn't have a good atmosphere, but you can sort of expect that when your team's bottom of the league and not doing very well. But so Sutton United look better than they are, to be fair. See, that's what surprises me, to be honest, because surely you'd expect it to be a lot better now that you're winning games and you're flying up the league. But Reading's another one, to be fair, where the atmosphere is always poor, and that's a bowl stadium. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of the bowl stadiums, but it fits more people in the seats, and it's much more cost effective for clubs to do that nowadays. So a lot of them tend to lean that way. What happened to Notts County in terms of what their recent run of form that they've been on? Because they've been really poor. At one point, at the start of the season, they were looking like they were going to be pushing for playoffs, and then recently just dropped off a cliff. I mean, obviously they lost to Sutton in midweek, and a 7-goal thriller. Yes, it is my bed in my background, mate. Yeah. Last season, 15. My guess would be that more fair weather fans come when you're doing better. So less of them are there and been there for a while. That's my only suspicion with that, because I definitely noticed that at Fratton Park. I mean, the best atmosphere, one of the best atmospheres I've experienced there was when we played against Wigan a couple of seasons ago. And we were playing for absolutely nothing, and it was one of the best atmospheres I've experienced there. Because I just think that people who were there genuinely wanted to support the football club, as opposed to just being there because the team's doing well. Yeah, no, they've been top 7 for the entirety of the season, pretty much, Notts County. But I say the thing with League 2 is 15th is so deceptive, because the actual league is so close. I mean, the difference between the top spot, not top spot, but playoffs and bottom of the league is about like 6 points. So 15th, it looks really bad, but they're only a couple of points off the playoffs still, and a couple of wins can fire them back up. I was looking at Salford the other day, and they're right down there, but they're only 9 points off the playoffs, and for them, it might be even less now, but I think it's one of the best leagues in the world, and because the amount of clubs that can get promoted from it, it just makes it so entertaining right until the end of the season. I don't really know how much what the point differences are in the Championship, but I wouldn't be able to know that. I'd assume it's quite close though, because League One's pretty close. If you look at everyone's games in hand, it becomes quite tight again. Obviously, there's a couple of teams that are starting to try and pull away. Obviously, there's us, Derby, Peterborough, Bolton, Barnsley. Peterborough are the only ones out of that I'm maybe thinking going to drop off. Like I say, I went to Sutton the other day, and that was the first League Two game I've been to in about 8 years. And for me, like I say, my favourite league. Obviously, I've had really good experiences there when Pompey were down there not too long ago. I say the last game I went to in League Two before that was the day we got promoted. But yeah, no, I think the issue is that it's not televised enough. I think they go to second now. I know that if everyone wins their games in hand, there's Pompey have a 4-point gap at the top of the league, just because of how everyone did in midweek. But yeah, so I think they go second. Derby go third, and Barnsley. I think Peterborough. They just look so hot and cold at the minute. Obviously, they've managed to string 2 wins on the bounce. Obviously, in the cup and the league, I think that cup game did massive bits for them in terms of their momentum, and just getting themselves back in the zone again and trying to go again after 4 losses on the bounce was really important for them. But as for Barnsley, if you've seen my League One prediction video for the table, you'd have seen that I just thought they were going to go 6th and just sit in the playoffs, and I didn't expect them to have this late surge again like they were at the start of the season. So I think the one that's really stood out for me is Oxford this year, because they were battling us at one point during November. Obviously, Liam Manning left to go to Bristol City, and it completely capitulated since then. And we got them on Saturday. I think the issue with Barnes, we've got a massive stadium again, a really nice ground, but they just don't fill it. It's the same with Wigan at the minute. They've got these Premier League level stadiums, but League One level fans. That's why I'd rather go to a smaller stadium that's full than one of those stadiums that's half empty and you've only got one side that's really full. Like West Brom now, obviously they've got quite a few fans going through the gate because obviously they're doing well, but a couple of years ago I guarantee you half of these stands would be empty. I mean, Reading's a prime example of it. They've got a decent attendance when they go out compared to the rest of the league, but if you actually go to the ground, it looks empty half the time. Their away following is fantastic. They brought a fair few down to Fratton Park not too long ago, and considering the situation that they're in, they're doing well. Exactly, yeah. But that's because all their fair weather fans saw that Man United were coming to town and they all went. I mean, you'll struggle to see. I think Cambridge is a prime example of it. I think they got more in their away end versus Newcastle than on an average match day when they went to Newcastle not too long ago in the FA Cup a couple of years ago, which is I say it's just a load of fans that see a big name in their local team and they go up and watch it. But it's a shame that not as many of them stick. I mean, look at Maidstone in their cup adventure. Hello? Oh, just wide of the post. You look at Maidstone in their cup adventure, not many of them are stuck around. I assume they've just sort of gone back to supporting the big clubs they usually support. So it'll be interesting to see what the Ricoh Arena looks like now, because a couple of years ago that was empty when Coventry were playing poorly. I'm not sure what their fan base is like. Obviously, they sold out a lot of Wembley when they went there last season. But yeah, I think that's an issue with a lot of clubs at the minute. They've got massive stadiums, but not enough people to fill them because fans don't go. West Brom now just coming out with the ball, doing all right, just trying to keep the control of the game in their hands. So they seem to be doing quite a good job of that. just knocking the ball around nicely in their own half. Like I say, for West Brom, they'll take the 3 points here. Just a 1-0 win will do them. See, that's the thing. They've got... whenever they were in League One, not too long ago, I always remember everyone saying that they were rubbish because there wasn't many of them. Whereas now they're suddenly doing well again and they've got a lot more fans going through. So I think it's a thing. I think it's an issue with all of football. It's just football fans don't want to be there through the hard times, a lot of them. So you end up getting these half-empty stadiums when a team's doing poorly. But when a team starts doing well again, they soon start filling up. That's my only worry about us getting promoted. If we don't, fans will give it a year doing poorly, but I don't think if we do poorly in the second year. See, yeah, I'm assuming so. Yeah, in the Championship, yeah, since they got into the Championship, they gained the most fans in the part. Yeah, because they started doing well again. Obviously, when they were doing poorly, people wouldn't bother going. There's enough clubs around Coventry to pick and choose them. West Brom got that corner. Obviously, Ipswich is a massive one again. In League One not too long ago. Been taken over. I think Ed Sheeran's got some sort of share in the club. They start doing well and now they've suddenly they're filling up Portman Road and they've got loads of fans again. Which for me, I don't know. Because I often think with these sorts of fans, are they going to, if for whatever reason Ipswich started doing poorly again or you guys started doing poorly again or even any of these clubs that start doing poorly again, do these fans stick with it? Yeah, I say they've done a decent effort when it comes to selling out the ground, but there's a few seats in the stadium, which it's a bit surprising considering the magnitude of the game, and especially after a couple of poor years in the Championship, you thought it'd be quite excited about the prospects of this season getting promoted, perhaps. From a Coventry point of view, they've done well with their away fans. It looks like they've sold out their end. Like I say, Hawthorn's the big stadium. It's a Premier League ground. And that's the thing with a lot of these Championship grounds. You'd say that they're probably Premier League standard nowadays. You'd like to hope so. But until it actually gets put into practice, you never really know. Obviously, like from your perspective, you'll always go. And that's me with Portsmouth. No matter what the situation is, I'll always go there and I'll go and support the team. And you'd like to hope that's for the rest of the fans, but unfortunately a lot of fans, if they don't think the team's got much chance of winning, they won't bother going. I know a lot of people who've just started going to watch Pompey again this season, now we're doing well again. And for me, that's it's not really what supporting a football club's about. I know people have got tickets to the last game of the season, they don't even support the club. And then you just sort of think, well, oh well. Because in a couple of years' time, you're not going to be coming back here. Obviously, some of them will stick around, and that's a good thing that will come out of these good seasons. And for Hull, fans will stick around so long as the owners stay and the football club looks like it's going somewhere. Even if it's not going somewhere straight away, if this season ends poorly, you'd like to hope that the fans would stick with it if they can see where the club's going, and also if they start getting a bit more of an affection towards the club. I think that's always a massive thing. Looks like West Brom got a free kick inside their own half here. Yeah, if especially if you get into the Premier League, you'll sell a lot more. But even if you stay in the Championship, if people can see a direction where the club's going, they're going to start wanting to come more often, and they're going to start wanting to buy the season tickets and whatnot. And that's why for you, if you get promoted now, you're in the best possible position because you've already got your season ticket for the year after. But you'll soon start seeing waiting lists coming out. We've already got one in League One. I'll be interested to see what happens if we do get into the Championship. What happens with the waiting list? Does it grow bigger, or does it shrink down because people don't think we've got as much chance of doing anything that year? Don't know. I'll be interested to see what happens. Obviously, I like the prospect of going to see Pompey in the Championship. I only ever saw it for one season because we were in there, then we were out pretty quickly. But I think we do need to build a bit of a bigger ground for when we get into the Championship. Obviously, we've just upgraded the stadium and we got our record attendance for 10 years against Reading not too long ago. Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah. See, that's an issue because I haven't actually made the thing yet. But it is now 2-0 to West Brom. A fantastic goal, and that is absolutely crucial for them. A massive goal, and yeah, I can't really see Coventry getting away back into this one now. A really well worked goal, you have to say. I think I don't know what happened there. Lovely bit of play on that right hand side. Ball gets swung in, and it's a very tidy finish, to be fair to the lad. You know, running into the box. He's taking it well. So you've got to tip your hat to it sometimes. Yeah, if I'll go do Premier League vlogs, and I'll guarantee you'll get double the numbers, to be honest. Because normally it don't happen, because normally I'm a bit more prepared than this, but I suddenly made the graphic and realised it was white. But yeah, you can't go fifth now. Not after that. I mean, obviously Coventry could come back from this, but they just haven't shown anything in this first 35 minutes to really suggest that they are going to get a goal now. West Brom have looked so much better than them, and they're deserving to be 2-0 up in this game, in my opinion. So Coventry really need to get to half-time, staying at 2-0 down, or get a goal back just before half-time and regroup again. Because they can't perform like this in the second half and expect themselves to get anything from this game. And then that'll be another disappointing result for them. I think, was it them who lost 3-0 the other day to Stoke? You know, if you get two big losses on the bounce, it can absolutely kill all confidence from your team. And they'll be looking to avoid that. Going Preston away tomorrow. I'm trying to think, it's not ridiculously far. Obviously, I think of Preston away as a mile away. But obviously, it's not too far, is it? Nice ground, Deepdale. Good fans. They're doing alright at the minute. So I think it'll be a decent game. Obviously, I don't think they've lost in their last 5, so it'll definitely be a tough one for you lot. I don't think it'll be an easy game by any stretch of the imagination, which is why you probably could have done with Coventry giving you a helping hand here. But they just haven't looked like doing that this game. As Coventry look to come out of it now, just building up the play quite nicely. I say tomorrow we've got Oxford at home, so I'll go over to that. And hopefully we can get all 3 points. We definitely need 3 points in that game. 3 hours, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a fair distance, isn't it? 3 hours. That's like from us to London, isn't it? Well, a bit north of London, but yeah. Say it's a fair distance, isn't it? Hopefully you can get a result there. Yeah, yeah. Obviously, you had that draw last time out was a little bit disappointing. To end that 4-game winning streak you were on, but if you can get another win, there, get yourselves back on track again. That'll be very important. It's going to be huge for you lot. Coventry delivering a lot of balls into the box here. They're looking to try. Oh, it's offside. Yeah, they're looking to try and get a goal back just before half time. But yeah, you're 4 points behind West Brom now. But obviously you've got that game in hand, so you move to a point behind if you did win next time out. So yeah, if Coventry could fight back for you, like you could have a chance of going above them in the league. But not looking likely at the minute. Does it really? Obviously, it's more stability for you being in the playoffs, but 6th doesn't really make much of a difference when it comes to playoffs because you've got to beat the best anyway. I guess this year it might make slightly more of a difference, but at the end of the day, either way, you're either getting Leeds, Southampton, or Ipswich because Leicester are pretty much up, and the other 3 are sort of battling it out for that other automatic promotion spot. But all 3 of them are very good sides, and you wouldn't want to play any of them in the playoffs. But I say, it's which one would you prefer to have? Because Southampton, I'd probably have Southampton out of all 3. Because Ipswich, they look like they're back on track now. Leeds haven't lost at Ellen Road all season, and Southampton, they just look like they're prone to a loss both home and away. I mean, we've definitely seen it, especially if they're not Because obviously that run of form did wonders for their season, didn't it? That 25-game unbeaten streak. But now they seem to have lost that, and they haven't really recovered from it too much. I think there's half a chance there for you. West Brom just coming forward with it now, doing alright. Going looking to try and play one out wide. So West Brom just knocking things around quite nicely, just trying to see themselves through to half time by the looks of things, not looking to try and force anything through them. So this is a massive game for West Brom in my opinion. Absolutely vital game for them. See, the support on the most recent Championship prediction video has been absolutely ridiculous. West Brom now, just like I say, just knocking it around, trying to get into half time with that secure 2-0 lead. Alright, nice. As I was saying, like, my most recent video, like I say, the support on that one has been absolutely ridiculous. But considering it was just come out, there was nothing really any special. It's been ridiculous. It's got over. It's my first weekly video that's done over 200 views, which is very good. Obviously, I've done that video with Jack Adamus, and I'm doing a reverse one on his channel in a couple of weeks' time. Not a couple of weeks' time, next week. Championship is massive. To be fair, it is pretty massive. I mean, I'm happy to admit that now. So, like I said, I was doing Premier League ones not too long ago, and they weren't even getting what the Championship is getting now for me, and that's just a credit to the league, to be honest. I'll absolutely take it. Well, hopefully everyone loves the Championship predictions. I'm going to keep doing them. Obviously, I've got a couple of matchday vlogs coming up. Nothing like the one I did before. Obviously, the £10 versus £1,000 one. But I've got a couple lined up because, especially as Pompey's game's been moved now from Easter Monday to Tuesday night. So I've got that Monday free now. So I might look to go to London and watch a game there. Obviously, I've got the EFL trophy coming up, which I'm going to go over and have a watch of, and yeah, I've always got access to Chelsea tickets. So yeah, League One does pretty well for me as well. It's because League One's mainly off the back of that first video that got 3.4k, so a lot of the views are just off the back of that, which I'll say I'll take it. I enjoyed actual making of it. Obviously, it's a little bit awkward in the stadium, but after about 45 minutes, I kind of got used to it at each place. So I found it easier at Sutton United because obviously less people around. But and especially, do you know what I found really difficult? Videoing the other team's goals. So obviously when Sutton scored, I found that very easy because it was just videoing the team's goal. But I think it's the other team's goal which I found the most difficult part. And obviously at Wembley, it was a lot harder to catch it. And I mean, I did miss it at Sutton because I didn't expect it to come that early. It literally came from absolutely nothing, and suddenly the ball's in the back of the net. Also, I trialled these microphones that were absolutely useless. I'm never going to trial them again. How much? I've a lot more than I put into the videos. I think it's about 20 minutes at each game. So I didn't want, especially at the Chelsea one, I recorded a lot more. I think I must have done about 30 minutes worth of footage there, just because I didn't want to miss the goal. Obviously, I did get the Van Dijk goal, but the angle was really poor. And obviously, the Sterling goal didn't ever really win him. Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward one because you're sitting there going, I don't really want to be doing this, but obviously you've got to get it for the thing. And like I say, if you look at it, if I look at my analytics, it's a massive spike when Van Dijk's goal went in. Well, like I say, if Chelsea had scored, if I'd been in the Liverpool end and that had gone in, no issues with it. Because you're just recording your team from a corner. Loads of people do it. And there's absolutely no issues with that. Like I say, when it's the other team, you don't really want to be doing it. But like I say, you have to get it done. Referee, that's never a foul. So I'm sort of past the peak on tonight when it comes to getting views on stuff. So the Championship video is still getting views, which is nice to see. I say I'm only 2 subscribers now away from that 100 mark, which is quite good. Yeah, loads of people just skip to the goals, which is cool, but it's also like, watch the rest of it. Otherwise, I just I just make a compilation of goals, which, to be fair, would probably do alright. But I say that might be something I'd look to do at the end of the season. I'm sure if you did it, you'd probably get a decent number of views off of it. Just like every goal that Hull conceded, because people probably prefer to see when your team concedes. I actually don't know about you, because your audience is mainly focused around Hull fans, I presume. But I know with like bigger fan channels, it'll definitely be the case that people just want to see you. Like AFTV is a massive example of this. A lot of people watch them just to watch them lose and get angry. So I guarantee you the clips of them conceding goals will have way more clips than them scoring, like views than them scoring. But as I say, I don't know about you, because yours will be predominantly Hull fans, I'd assume. I don't actually know what your thing is. Your percentage of people who are Hull fans compared to other clubs. Coventry now just knocking the ball around. 30 seconds ago, it looks like it's going to end 2-0 at half time. So I'm trying a new little half time banner thing, which I'll see how it works. But not banner, like graphic thing. We'll see how it works. I will have to remember to unmute my mic again, because that was a bit of an error for the first 10 minutes, which basically saw any chance of getting the viewer going. Yeah, most of them are Hull. So I guess you could think about doing like every goal that Hull scored in the season. But on Norwich and Leicester, do Hull fans and Leicester fans like hate watch, or are they watching, like, do they tend to watch you lose, or do they watch no matter what? Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So I say, if it was like a bigger, like an AFTV, then I mean they wouldn't do it because it looks bad, but they'd probably get a lot of views on every time they conceded a goal, getting angry at it. But I'm sure, because you're Philogene from every angle. That did really well, to be fair to it. It looked like it done alright. Yeah. I get a lot of Peterborough fans. Half time in this one though, 2-0 to West Brom in a huge game, as you can see. They currently sit 5th, Hull in 6th, Norwich 7th, Preston in 8th, and then Coventry down there in 9th. Obviously a loss today would mean that they are susceptible to going even further down the league. So 27k views is decent, isn't it? It really ain't bad at all. Like I say, kill for a video on that. Do you know how many subscribers it got you? Because that would have got you a fair few, surely. I say, in terms of the game, West Brom not really look like losing their lead. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, now this might be a bit of a controversial opinion, but I think the goal should have been declared an own goal. If you look at, I watched the video, one of the angles of it, it looks like it comes off the, I can't remember who you were playing against now, but the opposition's head. I thought, could that go down as an own goal? I was thinking about making a TikTok about it, but I was like, oh, I don't know. But yeah, I thought it was an own goal, to be fair. Yeah, you say, yeah, that is good, to be fair. 11 subscribers just off of that video. But yeah, I thought it was an own goal, to be fair. I'm gonna put it out there with my controversial take on that. I thought it was an own goal because, as you can see, it went nestled right into that bottom left-hand corner. And if it doesn't come off that defender's head and get directed goalwards, does it go in? I don't think so. But it'd have to be if it actually hit the defender's head. I'm not too sure if it did. But like I say, if it did hit his head, then it's definitely an own goal for me. Rotherham, yeah. My only thing with it is, was it because it was such a good goal, people decided we're not going to give it as an own goal? But I definitely think it should have gone down as an own goal, because the way it's gone right into that corner, it doesn't go in. in my opinion, if it doesn't come off the Rotherham player's head. But I said it doesn't fit the narrative of a really good goal. Like you say, to be fair to West Brom, they've been my surprise team of the season. Oh yeah, no, the goal was fantastic in terms of he's managed to get there, cut it back, and the Rabona was pretty nice. But I said I'm not taking away from it, but I am just saying it probably should have gone down as an own goal. So that would be the only thing that would stop me wanting it to be goal of the season. I think it will definitely get goal of the season in the Championship, but for me, I don't think it should. Just for that pure factor. So half time has got, as a fan watching, half time has got to be the worst time to watch for football. Everything else is alright, just watching the game and all that's quite nice, but at half time is honestly shocking. But hang on a second, I'm gonna have to get up your video now and have a look because I can't remember whose angle was whose. With the whole there's one of the angles on it that it looks like night and day that it was what's it called? It was an own goal. Here we go, Jaden Philogene goal. That's the actual vlog, every angle. Yeah, see, that angle, the whole boys angle, is shocking. Yeah, no, fair enough. Like you say, at the end of the day, you got to, yeah, no, that's fair enough. But the whole boys angle is terrible for looking at if it was his goal or not. That's got to be the worst angle to have a look at it from. Because Raza Vlogger, that's the one. Raza Vlogger's angle is the one to look at. By the way, that is the one that shows it clearly should have gone down as an own goal. Yeah, I say that's blatantly an own. Try not to take away from the goal, but it's blatantly an own goal. So got you a couple more views on that. Yeah, it's fair. Your top comment on that video says we should never go down as goal of the century because it's gone there. It's an own goal. Like I say, it's unfortunate, but like I say, it's a fantastic goal anyway to even try it. But I do think it was a shot though. I don't think it was a cross. Oh right, fair enough. Yeah, because if it was Raza, it would have gone down as an own goal. I think if you're going to give it as his goal, it has to go down as one of the goals of the season. But I just don't think it should have gone down as his goal because it definitely wasn't going in on. It wasn't going on target, in my opinion. But like you say, I could probably do a video on that. I might do a video on that tomorrow. Try and get some few views off of that. By the way, that Ellis miss early on in the half was absolutely terrible. Yeah, like I say, it looked like a shot to me because it would be a terrible cross otherwise. But yeah, like I say, half time. I think they're hopefully about to kick off in a minute. But like I say, a decent half of football. If you're a West Brom fan, obviously, if you're a Coventry fan or Hull, Norwich or Preston, it's not a good score. By the way, I didn't realise how good Preston were actually. I made this graphic about 10 minutes before I went live, but Preston are right up there with you. I don't know what happens if they win tomorrow against you lot. I'd have to have another look at it. In fact, I could probably have a look at it now, couldn't I? While I'm waiting. Do you know what happens if they beat you tomorrow? Yeah, I know, I should have done. Cause I literally saw it on the day. I thought that's definitely a thing, but I was like, I don't want to kill thing. And to be fair, I might just leave it now. But I say if it gets nominated for the Puskas, I'll definitely do it because that'd be quite good. Because the goal went massively viral, didn't it? But obviously now, yeah. Yeah. Well, unless they beat you like 6-0, then yeah, you do stay sixth. You do stay sixth, but you would go level on points, and it would get a little bit touching. Oh, but if Norwich win and you lose, then you go down to 7th because Norwich have got that extra goal on you. So if you was to lose, you need Norwich to drop points as well. Because obviously, if you lose, Norwich win, then they'd go above you on goal difference by like a goal or something. Nothing major, but you would drop out of the playoff zones. Norwich must have gone on a ridiculous run of form, by the way, because I remember at one point I was looking at them as my flop of the season. Yeah, Norwich would go 6th if they win and you lot lose. By like 2 goals though, or 3 goals minimum. Minimum. But nothing major, is it? I think if you get down to like the last 5 games of the season, that's when goal difference really starts to. That's when you start looking at goal difference a little bit more. Who do you still have to play? I will have a look actually. For your fixtures. If you still you've still got to play Leicester. That's going to be a bit of a nightmare for you. Obviously, Coventry game's been postponed due to them being in the FA Cup. Still got to play Leeds at Ellen Road. That'll be a tough one. QPR final game of the season. Now, a couple of months ago, I said that's a very easy game for you, but QPR have really stepped it up a little bit in the last couple of weeks, and they're looking like they're going to be pretty safe. And if they are safe at that point, you might get away with it, but they look pretty good at the minute. Birmingham, like I say, there's no easy games in the Championship, but if you're looking at it, Birmingham, you should be looking to win. Stoke, you should be looking to win. Cardiff and Middlesbrough, you should be looking to win. I think your ones that are might trip you up a little bit will be Preston, Leicester, Coventry, Leeds. Perhaps not Coventry if they carry on playing like this. Is it Plymouth final game this season? Oh yeah, you still got loads of games. I don't know why it's just showing the April ones. Yeah, because you got Watford. You still got Ipswich to play as well at home park. So I've been there and watched my team get smashed 3-1. I say Plymouth are a very good side when they're at home, and that's probably what's going to keep them up. But again, if they're up comfortably at that point, they'll be on the beach already. So I think you might get away with that. That does bring the QPR game into more importance then, because they're still going to be trying to fight for something at that point. So maybe that's going to be a difficult game, because like I said, they're a decent side at the minute. They're looking like they're getting some form going, and they're putting a bit of a run together. If they can keep that up by the time they play you, that could be a difficult game. Obviously, I say every game in the Championship is difficult anyway. So tomorrow's a massive game for you. Like I say, Birmingham's a little bit of a let-off, but it's midweek. Never nice to play 2 really tough games and have a midweek game in the middle of that. West Brom battered them. Fair enough, but this season, this season, Plymouth have been quite good at home, and I'd say it's their home form that's kept them in the league, that will keep them in the league rather. But obviously, they are, like I say, when you're playing against in the Championship, you are going to get the occasional battering. I mean, we've had it this season where we're top of the league, and Blackpool and Leyton Orient have come down Fratton Park and smashed us. I say unfortunately it does just happen, and that might happen again for you lot down there. But say it's all about taking your chances in this league. I would say when we played against Reading, we were probably the second best team for 60% of the game, but we took our chances and won the game, and won the game comfortably as well. But yeah. So tomorrow's going to be a key game for you lot. Preston at Deepdale. It's going to be a tough one. Especially with West Brom. Who have Norwich got, by the way, tomorrow? Because if Norwich have got a tough game, then you could... in our next 5, you can win 4 matches. We've got Preston. Leicester's going to be a tough one. Well, no, it depends when Coventry gets postponed to. Because if Coventry gets postponed to before the Leeds game, or like the Tuesday or something, then yeah, I believe you probably could go and get 4 out of your 5 wins. But if that Coventry game gets postponed to after the Leeds game, you could be in a little bit of trouble. Especially as, where I think it might get actually, Norwich of Sunderland. Sunderland are so hit and miss this season. Obviously, at one point, it looked like they were going to be pushing into the playoffs, but they seem to have dropped off over the last couple of games. I'd back Norwich to win this one, especially the run the form they've been on recently. I say at one point in the season, I thought it was going to be mid-table again, really disappointing for them. But I do back Norwich to win that game. I'm assuming they're at home, because obviously the stadium light makes things a little bit more different. It makes things a little bit more difficult for them. But if they're at Carrow Road, I would back them to win tomorrow. Why does it only show? There we go. Yeah, I think you could beat Coventry and Preston. It's just whether that Coventry game gets put after your game against Leeds. Because Leeds at Ellen Road, no one's been there and won all season. And like I said, they've played tops. They've played all the best teams on there. Your away form in the league. There must be a thing on here that looks at just your away games. Surely. I know there is on the app. Fotmob might do it. Actually, I know the app does it, so I'll have a look on the app quickly. I was about to say, would you... Yeah, so just trying to find out your home format, because this a bit daft that doesn't show it on here. I should get all the fixtures up, really. I say... So it is at Carrow Road, to be fair to Norwich. So I expect them to win that game. Away form. Your away form, you're much. Oh my god, yeah, you're much better away from home than you are at home. You're mid-table in terms of points at home, but like I say, you're in the playoffs due to how many points you're getting away from home. So yeah, well maybe it will work better for you then, playing away at Deepdale. I still think Ellen Road's a tough place to go. It doesn't matter how good your away form is. Going away to Leeds, I don't back any team going there. I mean, to be fair to them, they took Chelsea all the way at Stamford Bridge. If that was at Ellen Road, I'd have backed Leeds to win that game. So it's a really tough place to go at the minute, especially when the spirits are high. So I mean, yeah, you're bad at home. Well, yeah, so you're all right at home. You're not brilliant. You're not completely terrible. You're just a bit average at home, but like I say, away from home you're a much better side, and that's like I say, it's what's keeping you in the playoff picture. Obviously, Birmingham face Southampton. Like I say, Leicester QPR is going to be a surprisingly good game in my opinion, because I don't think Leicester are in the best form they've been in all season. Yeah, I know, I've seen. Yeah, I've just had a look. I say, Leeds' home form is ridiculous, though, isn't it? Is it one of the best in the league? Yeah, Leeds' home form is the best in the league, and it's the best in the league for a reason. What is the actual table looking like? To be fair, Leicester are getting caught at the minute. I don't think they will get caught, because I think Leeds have still got a couple of losses in them. Ipswich have still got a couple of losses in them. Southampton have, evidently got losses in them, so I think they would have to, have an almighty bottle job. But considering people were comparing them to Burnley last year, Burnley were a lot better than this, in my opinion. And obviously, on paper, Leicester's side looks better, but I'd say that the Championship is harder this season. I wouldn't think Luton would get up if they were playing this year in the Championship, just with the calibre of teams that are in it. And like I say, Norwich are now deciding that they're going to start playing football again. Ipswich are a surprising addition to that bunch. Yes, Southampton have got losses in them. Like I say, they'll probably get playoffs quite comfortably due to them having that really good run of form, but they have got losses in them, and that's my only thing holding on to the fact they could lose the playoffs. Oh, we are back underway, by the way. I completely forgot to change that. That is half my issue. I just forget to change things. Right, we'll just pretend that says 40 seconds rather than nothing. Southampton got loads of losses in them, and I think that's what I'm holding on to in terms of in the playoffs. They're obviously a team that prone to losing at home as well, which is a massive thing in the playoffs. You've got to win your home games, in my opinion, if you're going to get to Wembley. And obviously Wembley's just a 90-minute straight game of football. I think for Hull, that's going to be the concerning factor. Obviously, going away from home, you'd be pretty confident in it, but I say you'd want to be able to win your home game and give yourself a good platform to go off from. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't too aware of the situation at the start of the season surrounding Hull, but the calibre of teams in the Championship is a lot higher this year than last year, in my opinion. I thought last year it was a lot easier. I mean, you look at Burnley now, I think Leicester do a lot better job in the Premier League next season than Burnley do, but Burnley, in terms of, in the Championship, were a better side. They completely dominated it last year. And all you got to do is take a look at the clubs that are potentially coming down to notice that. Obviously, Rotherham and Sheffield Wednesday, kind of your predictable ones. I mean, Rotherham did spend that year last year in the Championship, so they're they're still relatively new to the Championship. They're a bit of a yo-yo club in between the League One and Championship, but only one of the three sides are looking like they're going down. Yeah, I mean, Burnley and Leicester in the same season, and both those sides going at it would have been fantastic to watch. Unfortunately, they just sort of caught each other in different years. I seem to remember that being the case for Watford. Oh no, was it Norwich and Bournemouth? It's like Bournemouth and Fulham one year, Norwich and Watford the other year. And it'd been great to see them all in the Championship at the same time. But it just sort of seems that that's that sort of period of their dominance in the Championship and getting relegated from the Premier League's over. So Bournemouth look more established in the Premier League. Fulham look more established in the Premier League, and Norwich and Watford seem like they're becoming more and more of a Championship club again. But you see a lot of clubs going through those sort of phases, don't you? I mean, West Brom are a prime example of a team that were that yo-yo club for a fair few years, not so long ago. Hull were a team that were up in the Premier League for a couple of years. I mean, yeah, but if you look at it, it happens with every club that is a yo-yo club. At some point, they're going to settle in one of the two leagues. Like I say, Bournemouth and Fulham, they seem to have settled themselves in the Premier League. Newcastle, obviously, they did get that Saudi takeover, but they now settled themselves in the Premier League. And clubs like Watford, Norwich, West Brom, I'd even say QPR to an extent, because at one point, obviously, under Neil Warnock, they were a Premier League club. But they seem to have settled themselves down into the Championship, and it's a really hard league. Once you find yourself stuck in there for a couple of years, it's so hard to get out of, in my opinion, because you've got clubs with so much more money coming down nowadays. Obviously, that's the reason why half the time, two of the three clubs that come down are going to go straight back up again, and the third one is normally in the playoffs. And that's why I find, like I say, Derby County, they're a prime example of this. They're a club that rolled the dice. A lot of clubs do this. They throw a lot of money at a year, hoping that they get promoted to the Premier League. And obviously, if they do get promoted, then all is fine. But if they don't get promoted, they lose or something. All it takes is losing a one-off game at Wembley, where all your money's gone and you end up getting relegated a couple of years after. So there's a couple of clubs you can look at as prime examples of this. Derby being the most recent one that springs to mind. I wouldn't say Reading as much. I know that they did sort of falter after their playoff success, but they rolled the dice again. They spent big trying to get back to that height, and it never really paid off for them. But a lot of clubs, you see them doing it, and it's only coming from the right place. Swansea recently, you like them or? So I mean, I've never been to Swansea. I don't know a lot about the club. I know, obviously Jamal Lowe plays for them, but I've never had an issue with the club. I don't have many opinions on any of the Welsh clubs, apart from Wrexham. I can't decide if I like Wrexham or not. I say partly just sort of indifferent about them. Obviously, the TV show's quite entertaining. I do watch it, but I never really feel any affinity to the club. Good form. So the issue now for Swansea, in my opinion, is if, like I say, they've left it a bit too late to try and break into the top 6. You say there's a lot of clubs in there now that you can sort of say, if you're in that top 10, I give you half a chance of getting into it. Hello. Yeah. I just a little bit in Wales, just a little bit. Hello, Coventry got a chance at it. Just snapped at it and it's gone over the bar. Speaking of sheep, it's gone over the... Oh, that's terrible. That was absolutely shocking. Let's say second half, Coventry come out very similar, just not really doing a lot. They look a little bit more in control of the game. Why? It's just... There's a lot of history behind the rivalry. The thing is, right, Copper United did a fantastic video on it. A lot of the hatred from the rivalry is a load of rubbish. Like Pompey fans, we say that they came over in as a Southampton something. A load of Southampton workers came over and took all the Pompey jobs, but there's no actual record of any of this happening. They say that there's no record of them winning the FA Cup in our library, but there is. Obviously, I think the main thing is just proximity. We're both close to each other and we both hate each other. Historically, there's always been a bit of a rivalry between the two cities. And so yeah. Oh, sorry. Right, I've got the question now. Who do we hate apart from Scum? The issue is we don't really hate anyone. Like, I don't really have an opinion about anyone else. Bournemouth fans and Brighton fans less so, because they've obviously got their rivalry with Crystal Palace. I think they try and have a little bit of a thing with us, but nothing major. I've not. There was a thing going around Twitter the other day. It was like, do we want Brighton to win their European thing? I think most Pompey fans were united on the fact that any English side, apart from Scum, that are in Europe, we want them to do well. Obviously, I don't really like Man City just because of what they do, so I don't really want them to do well. But as a club, we're not really too bothered about them. Brighton, obviously, they try and have the thing with Southampton, but Southampton aren't really that interested in it either. I think Bournemouth, have no one to hate. So yeah, Bournemouth versus Pompey, we're not really that bothered about them. There's no real rivalry there. I think Bournemouth fans may try and push it. No, it's not really a big game at all, to be honest. Bournemouth fans might try and push it, but from a Pompey perspective, I'm indifferent about them. Obviously, there's a little bit of a thing with Plymouth about a dockyard derby, but again, it's like a sort of a, I don't like you, but I don't hate you. It's like, obviously, I'd rather beat you than not, because I just can't be bothered with it on Twitter, but yeah. Brighton don't force a rivalry. I say it's a little bit, but like, they've got Palace, which is the most ridiculous derby going, because it's only about 100 miles away from each other, but they don't really do it. It's Bournemouth that are ones that try and push it with Southampton, to be fair. They're the main culprits for it. But yeah, that's about it, really. But so the Plymouth one's a bit of a weird one. It seems to be one that's been forced over a few years. But yeah, you were saying the other week that Hull don't really have met anyone really, do they? Hello, is that offside? Yeah, it is. I say, especially like got a lot of old Pompey players that have played for Brighton. Obviously got Alan Webster who plays for them now, who used to play for Pompey. So yeah, we don't really have a problem with them. That's what I'll kind of want Southampton to stay in the league next year. We get promoted. Be a decent game. Finally a chance where we can play them and we're both on even terms. Okay, this game's sort of fizzling out now, isn't it? Even though we've still got half an hour to go, neither side. West Brom seem pretty content with the 2-goal lead. Coventry don't really look like that. Yeah, what is that? Is that rivalry? I would say never really. I don't really know much about that rivalry. Is it a big rivalry? I'm I'm not too sure with that one. Hello. Should have scored there. Should have scored there. Yeah, it always used to be on BBC, to be fair, but yeah, it definitely would be on Sky. I said probably on Sky in a couple of weeks anyway. We've got Derby. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing a watch along on that because I will be at the ground. But yeah, that game will be on Sky in a couple of weeks' time on Tuesday after Easter Monday. So that'll be a big one for us at Fountain Park. I don't think we've had an away game on telly yet this season. All of our televised games have been at home. Obviously, we've only had two, to be fair. We've had Bolton and Derby. The reverse Bolton game will probably end up on the telly, which is annoying because I was looking at going up to it. Obviously, it makes it 10 times harder. Not a big rivalry for Leeds. There's loads of Leeds and Coventry on the whole. I don't know how many big. I don't know what the clubs are. What other clubs there are in Yorkshire. I said whole. So I wouldn't be able to tell you all the Yorkshire clubs. Obviously, I knew that Leeds were in Yorkshire because they've got the ball, like the Battle of the Roses, haven't they? With Manchester United, sorry. And that's like a Lancashire Yorkshire thing. I know it's a big thing in cricket as well, but I'm not really too sure about any of the football clubs around that area. I can have a look now, but yeah. So Coventry now just got the ball on the edge of their box. So they need to work the ball a lot quicker if they're going to try and open up this West Brom defence, by the way. Been really, really slow with the ball. And it's sort of, West Brom are just sitting there in their shape at the minute. They look quite happy just to let West Brom have the ball. Oh yeah, there's both the Sheffield clubs. Yeah. So there's quite a lot of clubs in Yorkshire then. So that's the only disappointing thing about Sheffield Wednesday getting relegated again is there won't be another Steel City derby. So that's the only thing. I'm not sure. I'll have a look at how far you are off the staying up. They're 3 points off staying up, so it is a possibility. Beat us 3-1. Was that this season they beat you 3-1? Because that'd be. You must have to play them again at some point. Sheffield Wednesday, I've got a lot of respect for them. They've got a big fan base. They've always brought a lot down when they came to Fratton a couple of years ago. Well, I said a couple of years ago, last year. I think we drew 1-1 with them. I know they beat us 1-0, Josh Windass goal. They beat you 3-1 on the 1st of January. 10 men versus 12 men. Did you get a player sent off? Or did you have a player playing terribly? No, just a player. Oh, you got a very early red card. How is Scott Twine, by the way? Because obviously there's a lot of hype around him when he was at MK Dons in League One because he's absolutely tearing the league up. Then he went off to Burnley, I think, and then now he's ended up at your place. So how's he doing for you lot? Because I'd be interested to see. Interested to see that one. Obviously, Liam Delap playing for you lot. He's a decent player. You got a lot of decent players, by the way. Oh, right, got up here and all that. We had that against Northampton. Obviously, we won the game 4-1 still, but Tom McIntyre got sent off the world's worst thing. What game have I just clicked on the wrong game then? Why is it saying on the 1st of January Scott Twine scored a penalty for you? Did he used to play for you? Or was it a different Scott Twine? I'm so confused at this point. It literally says... did he used to play? He must have used to have played for you at some point then. Did he used to play for you? He did play for you. Was he any good when he played for you? Right, that makes sense now. He left in January. Okay, it makes sense now. And I saw he scored a penalty on that day. I was like, I just didn't know he was at your place. You got Fabio Carvalho now, haven't you? Well, I think you do anyway. Might be getting that one wrong as well. I think you got Fabio Carvalho. He was at Liverpool. He was surprised he didn't do as well at Liverpool as I thought he was going to do. I thought he was going to come in there, he's going to be on the bench for a little bit and then end up getting himself in the... He's alright. Tends to be how it goes with these sorts of players, doesn't it? I thought, like I said, I thought he was fantastic when he was at MK Dons. Alright, yeah, okay, Fabio Carvalho. So I never saw much of him at Liverpool, but he did well at Fulham, and now, from what you say, he's doing well at your place. Obviously, did help you lot beat Scum a couple of weeks ago, which is always very helpful. So I don't think you do have Millwall to play, but I think they could be a tough team to beat by the looks of things now. They look like, under Neil Harris, they look like they've got something going there. Obviously, they won their opening game with him. I thought they was all well and good. I don't think they played anyone particularly good either. I thought that's all well and good, but then how do you go about it? Oh no, their first game and they lost. I'm not too sure. That must have been like last year though, because it definitely weren't this year, was it? Because Nunez scored both of them. So Premier League, I watch quite a bit of it, but it doesn't interest me as much. I just find it so one-sided nowadays. I'm not as fussed about it because it's just the same teams win every year, and then that's that. Yeah, last year. So I'm not as bothered about the Premier League anymore because I just think City win it every year. If not them, Liverpool will come and win it once in every 7 years. And then that's that. I mean, now that Klopp's going, Arsenal don't know like they've got the minerals to win it. And I'm just not a big fan of it. I much prefer watching like the EFL and stuff like that. Obviously, if Pompey were to get to the Premier League, I definitely would watch it. And obviously, for your sake, you'd hope Hull get to the Premier League, yeah. So it's always nice because from your perspective, you'd probably end up going straight back down, but you'd have that year where you'd watch all the good players, all the best players in the world coming down to Hull and watch them live, which would be really good for you, and also help grow your channel quite a bit because you get a lot of people watching Premier League videos on it, so that'd be quite good. But in terms of watching it from a neutral's perspective, I much prefer watching the Championship because you just don't know what's going to happen every year. And then the same for any league, because anytime, like, I just love the fact that the winners just go away. Like, for example, last year, if we still had to play Ipswich and Plymouth again this year, it'd be terrible for us because they'd go and smash us again. But now they've gone, it makes it another interesting year for us where we've got a number of teams that can go and win it. I think that's the same in the Championship now. You know, at one point I'd have said Leicester were running away with it completely, but if you look at sides like Leeds and Ipswich, they're only 6 points off them. It's only a couple of games and they're back in on level points, and it comes down to the final couple of games again. Whereas I guarantee you, at some point in the Premier League, one of the clubs will start running away with it a little bit. That's what happened a couple of years ago, wasn't it? Or at least last year anyway, where everyone was saying it's Arsenal versus City, and then City ended up winning the league by 10 points. Oh, 100%, yeah. I think you might... I'm not saying that Hull are definitely going to go straight back down again, but you know you are going to be in a relegation battle if you go back up, if you go up to the Premier League. I mean, to be fair to Luton, they've done really well this season. You know, they've got top results against top sides, and from their point of view, you know, it's been a really good season even if they do go down. But a lot of the time, the team that gets up by the playoffs tends to come 20th. And obviously, it's worked in reverse this year, where it looks like Burnley are going to finish last, and Sheffield United and Luton might... Well, Sheffield United are definitely going to go down as well, but Luton might stay up. God, win the league unbeaten. Yeah. I mean, I'm not realistic. I'm realistic enough for Portsmouth. I know if we get up next season, we're either going to have to spend a load of money to stay up, or at least stay up comfortably, or we're going to have to settle for going back down again. And I think the Championship is just... Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot of top sides in the playoffs. You're gonna have at least two brilliant. Hello. You're gonna have to have at least two fantastic sides in the playoffs. That's a given. But it's a really tough one. 99 subscribers, one away from 100. That'd be quite nice just to finish the evening off. Hopefully it was a championship one. Yeah, it was a championship video. I tell you what, that's doing bits for me. 6 subscribers off of a 200 view video, which is decent. League One prediction is just a 1 subscriber. But I say 1 subscriber away. Maybe I'll get it live on stream. Who knows? Might have to wait until Monday for it, but I'll take that for the first month. Hey, mate, you just joined. Please do subscribe. I'm 1 away from 100. It'd be absolutely lovely if you would. Bayern dropped points in the end of the day. That is mental. I know they were playing Freiburg and they were 2-1 up at one point last time I checked, but if they have just gone and dropped points, that pretty much seals the title for Freiburg. Not for Freiburg, for Bayern Leverkusen. So one league I am looking out for this year is the Pro League, because one of our Pompey's ex-players, Christian Burgess, plays for Union Saint-Gilloise in Belgium. And they're buzzing at the top of the league, and it's so good to see him going from playing League 2 football for us to going and playing in the Champions League and the Europa League for them. To be fair, it's what Bayern deserve after they scored at the 92nd minute against Leipzig last time out. So they deserve to drop points today. I do feel bad for Harry Kane, even though he didn't score today. He scored so many goals from this season, but for whatever reason, it just ain't happening for him. It's got to be that Spurs effect, and I think since Eric Dyer's come as well, it's just got worse for him. Too much Spursiness just means you don't win trophies. West Brom have got a massive chance to make it 3-0 there. Nah, they've wasted it, I think. Hello. Messed around with it a little bit. Block shot. But so there's not many matches left, is there, for them? Obviously, they got Champions League second leg where they lost 1-0. Yeah, it's great to see the progression. Oh yeah, I think Jarrod Bowen should be making it into the Euro squad quite comfortably now. I mean, he's done more than enough to prove it. I'd like to know from a whole perspective, who do you like? Because obviously, the 3 main players I can think of that have all played for Hull that have gone on to play in the Premier League are, well, there's probably more, but the main ones have got to be for me Harry Maguire, Andy Robertson, and Jarrod Bowen. I wonder from your perspective which one you look on most fondly, or which one had the most impact when he was at the club. Because obviously you'd like to think it would be the attacker, but you never know. But yeah, no, they've only got 34 matches in the league, and yeah, they've got 11 games left. They've got 10 games left. Sorry, Leipzig, Leverkusen got 11 games left, and yeah, Jarrod Bowen. Yeah, like I say, despite Burgess and Webster both going on to do better things than Jamal Lowe. Jamal Lowe is still the player I look on at Pompey and think, yeah, he was our best player I've ever seen at the club. And even Matt Clark, to be fair, to an extent, was another one you could put in the category with the other two. Actually, where's Jack? What more these days? I wonder what he's up to. But even Connor Chaplin, to be fair, he's done really well at Ipswich this year. I still wouldn't put him as high as Jamal Lowe, just for what he did for the club. Obviously, even though he was a homegrown lad, I just think Jamal Lowe was just so much better for us than Connor Chaplin was. So this game's pretty much done. Do you know Keane? I roughly know him. I've heard the name before. I couldn't tell you who he played for and where he was now, but I've heard of him. I'll have a look. I want to say he played for Leeds at one point, but I genuinely couldn't tell you. I'm assuming he played for him. Jamal Lowe, he was class at Pompey. I think he was alright at Wigan. He was definitely decent at Swansea. He's gone back there because, you know, they obviously wanted him back. But I'd love to see him back. If we get promoted next year, I'd love to see him come to the club. Just come back and give us a year. Oh, he's at Brentford now. 20 million quid. Jesus. How's he getting on at Brentford? There we go. 2 goals, 2 assists. 2 goals, 1 assist this season. He's in his whole Premier League career, he's got 2 goals, 2 assists. So, I don't know how good he was for you lot, but he must have made you a fair few quid, and he's probably helped you fund players like Carvalho to get yourself hopefully up into the. Oh, hello, that's a penalty. Oh, well then, that's just made things a little bit more interesting. Yeah, penalty. Here we go. Definitely was a penalty. No arguing with that one. So this could be absolutely huge for this game. It's what it needed, to be fair. This game needed Coventry to get a chance like this. Yeah, please don't. Come on then. This is absolutely massive. Do you know what? This is how confident I am in this bloke scoring. I'm putting the 2-1... Oh, no, wrong one. That's how confident I am in this bloke scoring. Come on then, mate. So he's not even ready to take the penalty yet. I've already put up 2-1. I've got faith in you, mate. Come on then. Put the penalty away. So it's not 2-1 yet if you've just come in, but I've put the 2 up because I have faith in this guy to put the penalty away. Come on then. I'm going to go top left. This way he's going to put this. Go on then. He's running up. Steps up. Takes it. Oh, look at that. Rolls it into the bottom left-hand corner, and Coventry have a goal back. And it's made the last 17 minutes very interesting from anyone's point of view. Coventry obviously need to get a result here, in my opinion. Absolutely need it. Huge goal in terms of this game, making it interesting for the last 15 minutes. So the game is well and truly alive now. West Brom are going to have to... we're all Coventry. Do you know what? For your sake, I want Coventry to get a goal back. And also, actually, to be fair, for my sake, I don't want anyone to get a goal because I'd have to get the... Put it this way, it's a bit of a last-minute thing, this. But yeah. Come on, get that high pressure going. Hello, Coventry won it back. Go on. Shoot! Oh my God, he's plays it over the bar. Sims again. Just suddenly it's not a National League South side. He can't score goals. Love a draw. It's not happening now. I just can't see Coventry getting another goal. Just not been good enough. You'd like to hope that maybe something else would happen. West Brom bench looks flabbergasted. They just don't know what's going on. But so I just maybe a scrappy corner or something. I can see that happening, but I can't see Coventry working a goal. Come on, there we go. Knocking the ball around nicely. Coventry fans. Go on then. Shift it back. Here we go. Coventry looking to build an attack here then. I say, for the sake of the game, that goal was massive. I'm a Coventry fan till the game is over. I dislike Coventry. Nice. But at one point, Coventry were your main rivals over that 6th spot, but like I say, they seem to have fallen off a little bit over the recent weeks. West Brom are just clearing their lines now. They don't want to risk anything. They just want to take the 3 points and move. But nervy last 15 minutes now from a West Brom perspective, because at one point they were cruising in this game. But that penalty's definitely thrown a spanner in the works, and it looks like they've rotated a couple of players out I don't know whether it was to try and see out the game or just to rest some legs, but they definitely don't look as strong anymore. I say giving Coventry the way back into the game. I say the thing with Sunderland for me is obviously we had a lot of really intense games against them, and there's a little bit of like I don't know, it wasn't a hatred because I just really wanted to beat Sunderland every time we played them. Matt SB is streaming. Well there we go then. I'm me in, ain't he? Bloody den. Guarantee he's got like 1,000 viewers and he's just doing me in every time, isn't he? Yeah. SB. I appreciate it, but yeah, he's done me in, hasn't he? Yeah, 302 viewers, you can get stuff, mate. Oh well. Should be at the game, mate. No, I'm joking. I'm not gonna sit here and criticise him, but he's definitely done me in, hasn't he? Oh, he's fuming. Oh well. Oh well. We live and we learn, eh? Definitely will. Oh, see, this is the issue. This is the issue we've got. 12k, yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I've been absolutely screwed over here. Alright, no, I was only joking anyway. I'm not going to sit here and say what people should and shouldn't be doing, to be fair. I'm not. I've missed plenty of away games this season. I can't sit here and start saying stuff about that. Although I definitely will make sure that I never do a Coventry live stream again. Oh dear. He's only started. Oh no, he has done it quite regularly. Fair enough, I'll cut him some slack. Oh well. Alright, we live and we learn, eh? Live and we learn. Yeah, like for me, there's only one comment coming up, but from his point of view, he's got like hundreds of comments coming up and stuff like that. I mean, that's why I look to try and respond, unless it's like a pointless comment. I look to try and respond to every single comment left on a video. Like I say, or I like the comment or something like that. If you're, say with most of your comments, I tend to respond to all of them. The only thing I have that's quite annoying is that YouTube doesn't show up the replies. So quite a lot of the time you get replies on comments, but you just don't see them. So I like to try and respond to every single one because it, like I say, it creates a bit more engagement with it all. To be fair, you're quite good at that as well. When I look at you engage with quite a lot of them. Cheers, mate. West Brom could kill the game here, by the way. I'm sure you're watching, you know. Ball's gone over. Yeah, not long now. 10 minutes left to go on this one. I just think West Brom are going to look to see this game out. I don't think they're going to be looking to try and get a goal. Just looking to try and sit in, take their 3 points, and move on for the rest of the game. corner for West Brom. To be fair, I tune it as long as I don't forget, I tune in most weeks for your stuff. I'm really terrible. I tend most of the time I do like your videos. I just forget to not forget to comment on them because I'm used to say it. But I will make sure in the future I do comment on them. But like I say, I do watch most of your videos. But I say you're doing bits at the minute. When it comes to like your subscriber count, they've gone up massively in the last few months, isn't it? So it won't be long now until you start getting monetised, which would be, like I say, I mean, that's always the goal, isn't it? No, I always tune into them. I say, make sure I tune in most weeks to them. But yeah, no, like I said, the growth's been mental over the last few months, and if you, like I say, keep going like this, monetisation is massive on this because you can start doing so much more if you wanted to with it. So yeah, what I quite like about watching them is like, if you're ever coming back from away games and stuff like that, it's fair. Normally, if I'm doing an away game, I'll wait till I won't watch the video from last weekend's and watch it on the way back or something. Yeah, see, I wanted to start. I should probably start doing that because like I say, I'm only one away from 100 now, and obviously big difference. But for me, like I say, it's only been going about. I'll have a look and see when my first one was. Most recent. It's only been going about a month and a half now. So yeah, I'll be looking to try and get a few more before that time. Like I say, the fact that my championship games are doing, or my championship videos are doing a bit better now, is encouraging. And it just shows that if I keep going, plugging away at it, there's definitely an audience for it. So if you keep up going the way you will, you probably end up with 1,000 subs before the end of the season. So 477,000 channel views is ridiculous. I think I'm on about 10,000. So 5 minutes left to go now. It's getting very scrappy. Colchester look desperate. Did I say Colchester? I meant to say Coventry. So I was talking about Colchester for some reason. Coventry look starting to get a bit desperate now. They're desperate need of a goal. But just for their season really, and also getting the weekend off to a good start for them. Obviously, if results go their way elsewhere. Oh, nice. Take that. 100 subs, decent. Absolutely take that. 100 subs. Getting it. Like I say, getting it done. Like I say, on to 200 now. 100 subs. Perfect way for what they're doing. 3 digits now, exactly. Getting into the bigger numbers. So only way is up from here. So absolutely take that. 100 subs. Won't be long before 200 now. It's the only us the hope. Just keep going, keep going. Yeah, because obviously I didn't realise that Matey was streaming before. But like I say, the views on this one compared to the other ones gone down massively. But obviously, like you say, would you ever do a Portsmouth vlog or preview? Well, like I say, the issue I have, right, is a lot of the time, if I ever video Portsmouth, they tend to lose. Just my luck. I never, like I say, I'm not superstitious until it comes to football, and I'm massively superstitious. That's the sole reason I didn't go to Charlton last week. Just went to Sutton instead, because I intend on doing the matchday vlog, and I was like, if I do it, go there, Pompey lose, I feel like it was my fault somehow, even though I had absolutely nothing to do with the game. So I was like, you know what, I'll do Sutton instead. I'll have a better video idea, and I'll go and watch that. But the whole video concept before the night was set up to do a Pompey Charlton, I was like, oh, if they lose, I can't do it. So I went to Sutton instead. Hence why, like, on Easter Monday, I'm going to go up and watch... I'm either going to go and watch Leyton Orient versus Peterborough or Charlton versus Stevenage and do a matchday vlog there, because I was like, I just have no interest in the game. So if whatever happens, whatever the result is, I don't mind. And obviously I'll always get in with the fans that I'm with, and even when I was at Sutton... Yeah, exactly, yeah. Exactly. They realised I had my camera out, and that was it. Yeah, they'll lose now, so I couldn't do it. And to be fair, I thought when Sutton went 1-0 down, I was like, here we go, it's happening again. It's happening again. And then obviously they got their result, but I was like, when they missed the penalty, I was like, this is typical. And then when Chelsea went in there, they lost. So I was like, yeah, definitely my fault. But also I always get involved with the fans when I'm in there, so like I say, it makes it more entertaining. And obviously, if I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna have to like I support the team I'm there for. I enjoy it anyway, and I didn't really get anyone moaning about it or anything, so that's quite good. And I was a lot more relaxed in terms of just focusing on doing what I was doing, just filming it, getting some stuff. I was a lot more focused on that as opposed to what the actual score was. And I can guarantee if it was Portsmouth, I'd have put my phone away within 20 minutes and just forgotten about it. Because I wouldn't think, I'd be more worried about what's going on in the game than what I'm actually like there, well, not there to do, but in a way. I appreciate it. I say my first one, obviously I'd like to do stuff a bit better next time, and I say there's stuff that I look at it and go, I'd like to improve on. But yeah. I massively appreciate you put it on the community post, and I'm not really too sure on how much, like, what views you would regard as good, but it's like 100 views. I sort of take that for my first one. I'd like to build off of it. I was a little bit disappointed. I was like, I know if I just stuck EFL Cup in the title of it, it probably would have done better. But I was like, that's what I thought the video concept was a little bit nicer, and having the 2 games in it instead. But yeah, so stuff to learn from in the future. And also I was trying to, like, I don't know. But anyway, so I'll try and do something different next time and see what works. But the good thing about what I was trying to do was try and increase the shelf life of it, because the EFL Cup final was relevant for about a week, and then people forget about it and people aren't bothered about watching it as much. Whereas if I did what I did, I thought, I say it improved it a little bit. There was definitely a spike when you put it up there. I appreciate it. I say it doesn't matter to me anyway. I appreciate any sort of support I get. I hoped it would do a bit better than it did. In all fairness, I thought, yeah, this will be another one that will hopefully, because I really want to go down that avenue, but obviously there's got to be a demand for it. And I say if I'm getting more views and better reception out of doing a championship prediction video that I can do in my room, as opposed to travelling up to London, staying a night over there, watching football, which, like I say, watching football is no taxing task for me, but so it's a little bit like, can you just watch the game? But anyway, I'm going to keep going on with it and keep trying to build it and grow it. So I'll go up to either Charlton or Leyton Orient and do another one. Obviously I've got the trophy final I'm going to do. So I've got a few games that I plan on doing before the end of the season at least. And I'll definitely look at doing some playoff games and stuff like that. Hopefully if Hull get into a final, might be able to look at trying and getting a ticket for it. But I say, for me, I find it fun to do. Like, so. What on those videos? I think you've got to. I think first of all you've got to do more, so that people start seeing you sharp more and more. Because I think with you must have quite a fair few returning viewers. I've noticed that with my championship ones. To start with, a lot of, like last week was the first one that went over 100, and it got a lot of them from search. Whereas this week, I posted at the same time and it got a lot of views from recommendations. So I think that's another massive thing for it. If I can keep doing it, eventually they'll start popping up in more recommendations and people start becoming more recognisable with it. I think for that one, I'm not going to sit here and say I was unlucky with it, because obviously there's an element of I must have done something wrong there. Disappointing if West Brom, yeah. Well, yeah. Not long left to go now, is there? I say it's still the what's it called, the matchday vlog. It's still picking up the odd view or so, and it's still climbing. It's on 157 now. So if I have a look at my analytics now. Audience. So 114 of them were unique viewers and 14 were returning viewers. So it's good to see that. Well, some of my subscribers at least enjoyed it. But yeah, I would be looking to perhaps do some more of it. Weirdly enough, oh no, it doesn't say any other geographics. If Coventry score them on the pitch. So, come on then. Oh, just dropped my iPad. Hang on a minute. Come on then, here we go. Deliver. Oh, it's a decent ball in. It's just, no, nothing. Last minute limbs. At the Hawthorns. And in Hull by the sounds of things. Can't knock the ball forward. Get the goalie up. Go on. Oh. Oh, corner. It's a corner. Here we go then. Send the keeper forwards. What's the point in having him back? You got a minute to go. Just send the keeper up there. Not long left to go now. Is the keeper coming forwards? Go on the goalie. Yes, get in the goalie. Number 13 means he's back up at the start of the season. Well, I don't know if it does mean that, but normally it means that. Go on. If this doesn't beat the front man, I'll be absolutely fuming. That is the worst corner I've ever seen for someone who's trying to launch a ball in the box for like the last minute. Why is the goalie running backwards? What is the point of you even being there then? I never understand that. What is the point of the goalkeeper running forward just to run away backwards after the ball comes in play? You might as well just stay in your goal. Alright, well, I say just stay forward. Just, as I say, it doesn't exactly matter if West Brom go and score another one, does it? You might as well just stay forwards and be an extra body in the box. But West Brom do have a free kick now. And I think that's probably going to mark the end of this game. Yeah, need to win tomorrow for you lot. Pompey need to win in terms of keeping the title race. Well, it will still be in our hand if we don't win tomorrow, but it'd be nice to win anyway tomorrow. Keep the gap as much as it is. But yeah, full time. A disappointing one in terms of, well, from a Coventry standpoint, another loss. And yeah, like you say, for you lot, it's just about winning tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for all the support on the stream tonight. I look forward to seeing. I look forward to doing one next week.